Hey YouTube, and welcome to another episode of Shenzo Plays. Today I'm hopping into Crash Bandicoot for the very first time. That's right, just like with Spyro, I have never really played a Crash game before. I technically have more Crash experience than I do Spyro experience. With Spyro, it was literally I never touched the games in my life. With Crash, I have played at least one level. I don't think I ever beat the level. So I'm basically starting from scratch here. So I'm calling it my first time playing, because, you know, I don't think a lot of Crash fans will count like, oh, you didn't even beat one level as playing. But, you know, and again, maybe I'm wrong, and maybe they're super wholesome and welcoming. But my experience on the internet with fan bases indicates otherwise. So I'm calling it my first time playing through. But I'm really looking forward to it. I've heard really good things about this series. I know a lot of people in my circle really love it. So I'm very excited to give it a try for the first time. So YouTube, if you do like this content, please don't forget to like and comment on the video. Trust me, that helps so much. It would be greatly appreciated. And of course, if you like my content, period, hit that subscribe button, hit that alert notification to be, notified, of course, when a new video will drop. Follow me on all my social media, which you can click on the links down below. And of course, follow me on twitch.tv/ShenzO'TheLost. But YouTube, thank you very much for watching, and we will see you on the other side. Hey YouTube, welcome back. We're just about to get started. We got a little sidetracked, and by we I mean me, because I asked everyone in chat their favorite flavors of ice cream, and we've just been talking nothing about ice cream. So if I'm talking to chat, we're talking ice cream, that's the context. Is I was like, hey, let's get a conversation going. What's your favorite flavor of ice cream? And there's been a lot of awesome suggestions in here. So we might be talking about that as we're playing Crash, just so you guys know. But anyway, I'm very excited. We're about to load up for the first time. And yeah, let's hop in and play Crash. We're going to be starting with Crash 1. And the plan is to go back to Spyro 2, then Crash 2, then Spyro 3, then Crash 3. So that is the plan. But as you guys can see, I have not done anything here. So we will check it out. We will play the original Crash Bandicoot. Crash Bandicoot. Oh, English is hard. Easy for me to say. Ace, welcome on in. It's good to see you. Aloha Anna says, I don't eat pistachio ice cream, but I make dessert called Green Crack, which is a Ritz cracker crust and vanilla ice cream mixed with pistachio pudding mix and Cool Whip on top. That sounds amazing. You only ever buy it, Ben & Jerry's, detective says, when you have coupons. Fair. Fair enough. See, Sindra chosen a battle of attrition today. I mean, it's possible. Yeah, like, it's, I've heard the original Crash is difficult, but we will see. If I really wanted to do a battle of attrition, I probably would have tried something like going back and doing Dark Souls again.
We haven't determined the cause of past failures.
Moron! This Bandicoot will be my general, and he will lead my Cortex commandos to world domination. This time, I shall reign triumphant. We are closer than ever before. Quickly, into the vortex.
Dr. Cortex, the vortex is not ready. We have no idea what it could do.
Yeah, I've heard that 4 is basically like, hey, if you're not like a Crash, expert, it's gonna be a tough time.
Capture him!
Uh-oh.
This is exactly how I escaped too. I also jumped out of the window. So yeah, this is all brand new for me. I have never played like any of these games. I have seen people play them, but I've never actually played it. So. Oh, see, that's what I thought, is that, okay, you do have to jump on that. I was wondering. See, there's error number 1 immediately. Immediate fuck up. Well, on the bright side, it'll let me get all the apples, so. Ooga booga! I'm playing Nathan Drake's favorite game? Hell yeah! I know this is one of, like, Sean's, favorite series. I know he's very, very good at it. But, yeah, you know, it's a, I think this game is... I think this game is very, very, you know, first of all, it looks great on the remaster. First impression is very, very positive. You know, I do remember there were checkpoints and different levels, so you could take certain, certain hits, and yeah, if you got 3... Yep. Of course, it doesn't help if you can't land your jumps. But just the idea of you being able to spin like that, I've always found pretty fun. Like, just, like... This is one of those games where, again, like, I've always wanted to play it. And I do like if you spin, you can accidentally, like, knock the apples away. And also, let's be honest, Neo Cortex is such a badass name for a villain. You know what I mean? Like... Oh. Well, there we go. Oh. I thought you could walk on those, but nope, you gotta... You cannot.
Okay.
MashFan has followed. Welcome, MashFan81. Welcome on in. Thank you so much for that follow. Hope you're doing well today. Do love the... Whoa! I know, right? Ace, did you see my, my post on Blue Sky? advertising the stream. Did you check that? Did you see that by any chance? It was a, oh my god. See, guys, I am, I do love platformers. I love platformers so much. That does not mean I'm good at them. Alright, yeah, we got, missed a whole bunch of boxes. Oh, this is funny. I didn't know they dropped him on his head. I missed 10 boxes somewhere. No, Cupcake, no worries. Thank you. MashFan, how are you? Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome on in. Stormy Ascent is now available. Alright. So yeah, and you get like the gem and the Ankh, I guess? Right? So I'm not 100% sure on... I'm not 100% sure on like what you gotta do, so we'll figure this out as we go along. But yeah, I'm not planning to like 100% the game or anything like that. I'm honestly just trying to learn how to play. You know, and maybe beat it if I can. So isn't there a way for Crash to... Or is that not till later where he can like face plant? I do like distinctly remember him being able to face plant. But that might be later games. That might not be available in Crash 1. That might have been something they added in Crash 2 or something like that. Good, just got done having some pizza for dinner? Oh, hell yeah! Love to hear that. Haven't played Crash in 20 years. Yeah, so this is my first time. I grew up playing Nintendo games primarily. I didn't get my first PlayStation until I was like 14 in like 2005. So it was like long after, you know, like Crash and Spyro had kind of already been abandoned by PlayStation at that point. Oop. So this has like been on my bucket list of games to play for quite some time. Is oh yeah, let's go back and, you know, play some of these games that I missed as a kid. Dang. As you guys can see, I'm still not very good. We're trying to get there. Ooh, this is gonna be tough. You can maybe body slam? Yeah, so I tried. Let me see. Alright, guys, should I go for it for the content? I think we gotta try at least once for the content, right? Oh, man, look at that. I'm the best around. No one's ever gonna let me down. Don't remember if you can slam in 1, but the slide isn't available until 2. Yeah, I think the slam is, unless I'm just not, you know, hitting the right button, I don't think the slam's available in this game. Alright, so you got 3 of those tokens to unlock this alternate bonus area. That's what those do! That's a great trophy name. Oh, that's not cool. Man, I do have to say, they did a great job with this remake. They really did. I didn't even see the, I missed 3 boxes. Man. I thought I was being really careful that time. Not careful enough, I guess. Failed a perception check somewhere. Okay, hold X to bounce higher. So, yeah, that's something about this game that I do appreciate is, like, they have, you know, the kind of, you know, backwards, forward levels, right? But then they go back into, like, traditional platforming as well. It's a good mix. And, of course, I still haven't quite got the jumping down. Slam and slide are both until 2. Okay, thank you, Samson. That's what I was thinking, but, you know, I'm also, like, not even close to an expert. Like, a lot of games we've played here on the channel, I at least have an idea about, right? Not so much with Crash. I don't really know much of anything about Crash, to be honest, except for what I've watched, like, on Hang Time and a couple other, you know, streamers here on Twitch. Nom 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 nom, delicious apples. Man, I would kill to have, like, decent depth perception on a game like this. My depth perception is, quite frankly, pretty awful. As you can see with me just, like, literally running into a turtle. There we go. I'm like, alright, there's gotta be a trick here, I just don't know what it is. Oh, that one almost got me. Okay, I'm glad I waited there. But yeah, that's something I do enjoy about this game, is like being able to go back and forth. You know, being able to go back and forth between the two different, you know, versions of this game. Like, you know, doing the front to back, side to side style. I think that's kind of cool. And then the other thing that really, you know, kind of stands out about Crash, at least to me, is, it's this idea that, like, he's so animated, and it's just creative. Like, you miss the boxes, so you drop them on Crash's head. I don't know, it's simple, it works, I dig it. It's very cartoony, it's very hilarious, like Ace mentioned before. That, you know, it's like, he even has his funny, like, whoa, oh, and here's the first boulder chase level, so let me catch up on chat real quick. Used to get upset at this game because the PS1, due to memory constraints, TNT and sometimes Nitro would not explode off screen. Oh, yeah, I heard about that. Glad you played PS4 version because you wouldn't have survived this. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's one of the advantages. I loved these stages, like, as a kid, like, watching my friends and cousin play these. Just because, like, again, look at like Crash's expressions. Like, he looks back at the boulder and he's just like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, you know, the whole time he's doing this. And I don't know, I love it. And we hit a checkpoint. Alright. Hey, we got our first diamond too, hell yeah. Okay, that was pretty funny. I wasn't expecting that at all. Got some sick dance moves too, this is true. You had depth perception issues with Astrolight, wonder how it would be if you went and played this again. Yeah, I definitely recommend it. Like, it feels good, you know, for a game that, like, literally came out in, Man, that's a super late notification, sorry. Anyway, but yeah, it controls, it feels good, you know, it's updated, graphics are beautiful, and the first couple levels, like, I'm not going to say they're easy, I can't say that, you guys just watch me play them, but, you know, I think it's fun to get into, and I definitely feel that, like, this game is a, this game is one, I think, that everyone should at least play once. Even if it ends up, you know, not necessarily being, you know, your cup of tea, at least give it a try, you know? It's that iconic. And, you know, that's why I wish that they would do Crash 5, but for whatever reason, you know, whether it's performance or, you know, sales or whatever the reasoning behind it, I don't think that's going to happen. I think they canceled Crash 5. And to me, that makes me sad. Okay. So you were supposed to just jump on that. Whoops. Let's not be too impatient. Patience is a virtue. I always tell that to my dog, and he never listens to me. So I should probably take my own advice. Why make Crash 5 when you can put everyone on Call of Duty instead, more or less? Yeah, I hate that that's accurate. One of those games that was a passing of the torch deal. You went from watching your dad beat every game to him handing me the controller asking me to beat the levels. That's awesome, Felly. I love that. Yeah, I was really the only gamer in my family. My sister played a bit, but like my parents, my parents never played, and my parents never played. My mom played Crazy Taxi, and my dad. Oh yeah, good luck getting him to play a game. Like my dad was slow to embrace email. So, is that Crash's sister, or is that, like, his love interest in this game? I don't remember, because I thought his sister had a very different, design in, like, Crash 2. Okay, so that is his girlfriend, okay. Because I know Crash's sister is playable, in some levels, and she has, like, the ponytail and the tiger companion, right? Your dad played Tomb Raider on PC? That's about it. Fair. He brought his Nintendo to the hospital when I was being born so he could play Mario. I think you have shared that story with me, Felly, yeah. That's pretty funny. Alright, Papu Papu. First boss, it looks like, of the first world. And it is his girlfriend. Okay, thank you. Yeah, as you can tell, I'm not super familiar with the Crash lore. Okay. I do love the different death animations, like him turning into a into an angel. Yeah, there's probably gonna be an opening here. I just gotta look for it. Okay, there's the opening. Okay. Seems pretty straightforward. Took me a minute, I admit. But it looks like, yeah, he just goes faster and faster, huh? And we defeated him. I hate the fact that they used popped, though. I have very bad connotations with popping. Damn you, internet. Coco's Time Machine. Alright, let's see what's up here. Do you want her to join your adventure? So, was Coco, not playable in the original game? Does anyone know? Did Coco debut in the second Crash game? Because it says Coco's Time Machine, and I imagine this is optional, so... I don't know if this is necessarily, I don't know if this is necessarily, you know, something they added in. Does anyone know? Chat? Because, I mean, I'll say yes, but I just, you know, I'm just curious. Okay, you can press R2 to swap to Coco. Don't think Coco was available in the original? That makes sense. No clue, says Tech Unicorn. This feels new. Okay. Yeah, because I think that, I don't think Coco was playable in the original Crash 2. If I remember correctly, I think it was Crash 2. Crash 2, is that Wrath of Cortex? I think that game opens up with, like, the whole adventure is, like, her battery is low, so Coco asks Crash to go get her a new battery. I do remember that. Oh my god, I just absolutely whiffed that one. Oh, there was something else? The assistance token? Interesting. Ooga booga. Oh. Yep. Saw that coming. Hey, GG, welcome on in. Nice emote. Think someone pretty cool has that one, huh? Woohoo, that was close. But yeah, as far as like classic platformers go, you know, obviously having just played this, you know, for only what, 20 minutes? Give or take, right? You know, if I could land my jumps, but like, you know, just having only played it for a little while, I can absolutely see why people put this on like their favorite list. You know, I can already see it. It's very well made. The puzzles are clever. It's a good platformer. Now, admittedly, it is challenging. I'll give it that, especially for someone who struggles with depth perception in general. But yeah, it's good. What platforms is this remaster on? So I have it for PlayStation 4, and I'm playing it on the PlayStation 5. That's what I know about it. I think they released it on the Nintendo Switch as well for the N'Sane Trilogy. I could be wrong, but I think they released it on Switch. I don't know if it's on an Xbox console though. Also, Living Lion, it's good to see you. Welcome on in. Thank you for being here. PS4, PC, Switch, and Xbox One. Okay, there we go. Thank you, Detective. This is the one that has 3 games, right? You own this and haven't played it yet? Been busy with other games. Yeah, so it has the original 3, it has the, oh my gosh, the original 3 Crash games here. Yes. Hey, Ember, welcome on in. Crash was my comfort game on GameCube. They had a Crash game on GameCube? Man, I don't remember that. Oh, so I missed one of those guys. Okay, that's unfortunate. But again, not trying to 100% this game, just like with Spyro, so can't get discouraged. Although my gut is like, I want to 100% it. Crash and Ratchet & Clank were your first memorable games you did by yourself on PS2. Hell yeah! I missed a lot of boxes, guys. I'm a bad Crash player. I just beat up Crash. Yours was Sly Cooper? I've never played Sly Cooper. That's on my list of like games I need to play, though. You're introduced to Wrath of Cortex on GameCube. Man, I legitimately do not remember the Crash games being on GameCube. Not saying it didn't happen, I don't remember that. Yeah, Living Lion. I hear really good things about Sly Cooper all the time. It's like on my list, it's another one of those games I gotta go back and play, you know? Oh, okay. I thought the hog would kill that guy. He got me twice. That's just embarrassing. 3 times. Okay. Gotta go to the right. Can't get there through the left. I've tried it a couple times. These animations are killing me, though. Okay. To the left. Take it back, Nariel. Yay, checkpoint. Okay, we did it, guys. Yikes. Ugh! I was right there, guys! I was right there! Haha, not that time. Made it technically just crossed the checkpoint by landing on Crash's head. Facts. Facts. But hey, I was perfect. See, the game says so. Ignore all the times I died. I was perfect. Just recently played the 2 most recent Ratchet & Clank games. They were so good, you forgot how much I love the characters. Yeah, I gotta play, I also gotta play Ratchet & Clank. That's another series I've never touched. Again, there's a lot of games that I did not play that I need to go back and play. Oh. Hey, look, guys, I figured out how to faceplant. Dang it, I did it again. That's the second time I just instinctively go for the spin. And I need to slow down a little bit. I'm just playing on hard mode. Oof. Again, too impatient. I'll get this eventually, guys. Don't worry. Curse you, lack of depth perception! Well, at least they gave me a checkpoint there. Can't quite make that. Okay, good to know. Hey, Kingdom, welcome on in. It's good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Dang it. I'm good. Just playing Crash for the first time. I've never played this game before. It is proving to be more difficult than I expected, but that's not a bad thing. That's just me not being familiar with the game. And yeah, but overall, I'm having a really good time. Like, I can definitely see why people rate this game so highly. You know what I mean? And it's really hard, you know, not to love Crash as a character as well. Which kind of makes it all the more perplexing to me that, like, Crash went so long to get Crash 4. You know what I mean? Like, this to me feels like a character that should have lasted... Like, Crash should have been PlayStation's Mario. You know what I mean? Like... I don't know, maybe people just got tired of him, or, you know, or what happened, but... Ouch. Play the entire remade trilogy, never beat the OG version of Crash 1. Yeah, I've heard horror stories about how difficult it was. Like, TechWiz was talking about, like, due to memory limitations, like, certain, like, TNT boxes and stuff wouldn't blow up if they were off screen, so they wouldn't count. That sort of thing. I've heard the game was difficult. And, you know, that's honestly kind of par for the course for the era, if I'm being honest, but... I was gonna say, Naughty Dog went on to make Uncharted, but this series has had, like, a dozen developers. Yeah. I just, again, I really, really feel that Crash should have been the equivalent of... The equivalent of Sony's Mario, because he's got everything you need in a mascot. He's funny, he's expressive, he's unique. I don't know, I feel very, very strongly. I feel very, very strongly about that. And I'm not really a big enough, like, Sony historian to know exactly why Crash kind of disappeared for a while, you know what I mean? Like, I know there were spin-offs and stuff like that, but... I'm very ignorant on this topic because I was a Nintendo kid. You know? So, I honestly don't know. Oh, wow, okay. They kept making games with Crash in it until 2010 with Nitro Kart 2, yeah. Because I do remember, like, there were spin-offs with Crash. But it just kind of feels like... I don't know, it feels like, rather than be, like, at the forefront, Crash took a back seat, if that makes sense. Like, to other franchises. And, you know, that's not necessarily a bad thing, right? But... it's just like Nintendo has a new mainline Mario game, you know, every few years. And it just feels like with Crash, it's like, yeah, they did all these, like, spin-offs, but... I don't know. Oh, that was wonderful. Oh. Oh, okay, that's probably how I have to get that box. Oh, let's try it one more time. There we go. I do believe Crash and Spyro should have been treated better as mascots when they left behind the PlayStation 1. Yeah, I agree with you, Kingdom. That's how I feel, too. They took a backseat when characters like Jack and Daxter and then Ratchet and Clank were given to audiences. Yeah, okay, that does sound right. Okay, thank you, Kingdom. I will try and keep an eye out for that. I don't know why I went back. I don't need to kill that guy. There's no reward for that. That was just me being dumb. I'm sorry, guys. Thank you for the hint, Kingdom. Depth perception got me again. I thought I landed on top of him. I guess I was just... Okay. Okay, that was funny. That was funny. Oh. You know, you hate to die, but God, at least they make it entertaining. Checkpoint! Trying to take my own advice and be patient. I'm also trying to keep an eye out for, you know, fence posts without spikes, like Kingdom recommended. And oh, I thought I got away from that, but apparently not. How dare, chat demands perfection. I know, I'm sorry, I'm a failure. I'm a failure as a gamer and as a streamer. Oh no. There it is. Thing about being Sony's Mario is that Sony never really owned it. They had 3 games publishing deal with Universal and Naughty Dog, and once those games were done, Crash was so popular that Universal decided to make it multi-platform and farm new games out to other devs. Fair enough. Yeah, you know, I don't know, for me, it's just... And again, I don't know what, like, Sony's financial situation was at that time. But when you have, you know, like you said, a character, a mascot that's so popular, I would have either tried to buy the studio or at least, you know, get the rights to the character. You know what I mean? I would have at least tried something. And maybe they did, you know, behind the scenes, and we just don't know about it. That's another thing that, like, a lot of people who like to criticize, you know, companies with the power of hindsight, it's like, that was unfortunate. You know, maybe they did. Maybe, you know, maybe they recognized, and by they, I mean Universal and Naughty Dog, maybe they recognized that, like, hey, this could be our cash cow, and they're like, we're not going to sell it under any circumstances. You know, again, I don't know. I wasn't there. But I do find it very weird, because, again, when I look at Crash and I look at Sony, I feel that they, in particular... I feel they were synonymous, you know? Sony has always been and always will be a tech company. PlayStation is no different. That's why they don't have the same draw appeal as Nintendo. That's true. I mean, Nintendo... I think you're onto something there, TechWiz. Nintendo still has the attitude of they're a toy company, right? Because that's what Nintendo was before they got into games. But, with Sony, yeah, they're a tech company first and foremost. I think that is a very fair statement, and I think, you know, you have to kind of look at their decisions through that lens. But I also have always found it weird too. It's like, if you have a division that sells well and makes you money, shouldn't you at least try to make some decisions around that division? You know? Again, never owned a business, never, you know, never been successful, so, you know, God, I'm just some random guy on the internet like that, face planting into opinions. But that's just kind of my thought. I've always found that's a flawed approach to business. You know, it's the attitude I look at it is like looking at IT, the people who look at, like, an IT department as a, in terms of accounting for value. Like, oh, IT doesn't bring in any money, so, you know, we shouldn't prioritize them or we should cut them, you know? It just... I've never agreed with that. I've never agreed with that approach. It's like, if you have multiple aspects to your company, you need to make decisions for that aspect as well. Always got stuck on Crash and Spyro games and gave up. Well, Silly, I definitely recommend going back to play the original Spyro. I think you could probably do it again. And TechWiz says, yeah, but they go for tech leadership route rather than the art of it all. And that's fair too, but like, I'm just talking about purely from a business standpoint, is like, you're looking at what your competitor's doing, because at the time, you know, Microsoft hadn't entered into the console race at that point. You're looking at, you know, Sega, which has a mascot in Sonic. You're looking at Nintendo, which has a mascot in Mario. And you're Sony, and you're in video games, and you're trying to break in with the PlayStation, and you have these big hits in Crash and Spyro. I would think somebody would look at that and go, let's try it and see how it works. And, you know, like I said, maybe they did, and it just didn't work out, because, you know, Universal and Naughty Dog were like, hey, we've hit this cash cow, we want to hang on to it. But, I don't know, it's always felt weird to me that, like, especially looking now with the power of hindsight, like something like Astrobot, where you just look at the number of franchises that just, you know, Sony has just basically left to the you know, to the aether. It just always felt weird, especially in the 90s when, like, mascots were king. Now, I don't think mascots mean as much. I think, you know, Nintendo is the exception rather than the rule. But, you know, just for the 90s, for the time when these games were coming out, it's just always struck me as a little weird, that's all. And, you know, again, I can't judge because I'm not even remotely close to an expert on what was going on with Sony at that time. But yeah. Silly says, nah, too logical. Most look at business as a cash cow, how I can maximize profit and minimize spending. Well, it's weird you say that, Silly, because that's what I'm thinking of too. Man, I just absolutely missed that, like a big old dummy. That was just a bad misjump there. I'm looking at it as, yeah, you make an investment in a character that is proven to be financially successful. But, you know, or invest in your companies to be on top of things. In the case of IT, right? But, I don't know, I guess that's just me. Like, I guess I'm too old school. I'm not a grifter, so, you know, I'm not focused on short-term profit. I'm always focused on long-term sustainability and growth that way. And I think a lot of companies, particularly in the tech field now, all they care about is that short-term profit at the expense of long-term sustainability. TechWiz says Sony's main value prop for PlayStation was home entertainment because it was a Walkman, PS2, and 3 were players of pioneering medium, DVD, yeah, and Blu-ray, yep. They've never done the community building thing, which is why Sony feels so cold as a company. I agree. I think a great example is what happened with Helldivers, right? Where Helldivers builds a community and then Sony immediately shit all over it and didn't seem to realize what they were doing. And again, like, I don't think it was like Sony was deliberately trying to sabotage Helldivers. I don't believe that for a second. I just look at the decision and go, man, that's a weird, it was a very strange decision to force this connection that didn't exist when the game launched, meaning that people who bought the game could no longer play it. Yep, should have been more patient there. But, you know, again, like, I want to be very clear to anyone watching this on YouTube. I do not claim to be an expert. This is just my thought process as someone who has, again, never run a game company, who's never even run their own business. You know, this streaming gig is really the closest thing I'll probably ever have to running my own business. So, you know, maybe I'm just far off the mark out of ignorance. But, you know, from the outside looking in and from everything I've been seeing, that's just kind of my thought process. Tone-deaf, top-down decision-making. Yep. I think that's another big issue companies have now. I've talked about this a lot, but I feel that we have reached a point where executives, C-suite, are so insulated from everybody else that, you know, it's... I don't feel they make a lot of these decisions based purely on malice. I think it is ignorance in a lot of ways. Like, they just can't relate to what the average person goes through anymore. Because, you know, a lot of companies pay their executives a ton of money, and you know, the rest of their workforce not nearly as much. So does this want me to go backwards? You prefer a coal company to fair weather friends? As LGBTQ, how quick things get dropped when the winds change, you'll take transactional. Yeah, I think that's fair. You know, that's definitely something, you know, I've lamented, particularly with this current administration, is a lot of companies that we were, you know, told... Oh, I'm an idiot. That we were told, you know, would stand up and you know, defend us, have instead folded like cheap suits. So, you know, I definitely think there's an argument to be made there, Detective, for sure. I'm not going to say whether it's right or wrong. I think that's a matter of opinion. Well, that was just dumb on my part. That's me leaping before I look, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, like, I definitely think that's very, very fair. Because, yeah, I mean, you look at, like, how many companies, you know, claim to be LGBTQ friendly, right? And as soon as an administration came in that's openly hostile to that community, look at how much the winds have changed. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna go back for that again because I keep dying on it. So we're just gonna keep moving. Again, not trying to perfect the game. If it comes back to bite me later, I'll find out the hard way, and then I don't have anyone to blame but myself. But yeah, you know, as an asexual person as well, and you know, whose pretty much entire mod team, save one person, is also a member of that community. You know, it's I think it is important, you know, and I think fair and valid to approach, you know, a company, you know, rainbow capitalism is, I think, the term for it, with skepticism. I think that's very fair. I mean, God, you know, look at Meta as a prime example of them literally just going back in and undoing every single, you know, positive change they made to their enforcement. Letting slurs back in, discrimination against women, you know, all acceptable on those platforms now. Because an administration that is hostile to the idea of, you know, women having rights and, you know, LGBTQ, you know, individuals existing, is now in power. So I definitely feel there is valid feelings behind that for sure. And it really is, you know, it's a giant shame too, because you would think that allowing other people to live their lives without interference from the government would be a conservative ideology. But for whatever reason, that contradiction doesn't seem to bother a lot of people. And it's kind of a shame. Stock market is to blame for a lot of this gunk. The current topics are AI and monthly active users, so if you aren't doing something to pump up both those things, your shareholders will riot. Even though those things can just be fads and not actually make them more money. Oh yeah, AI is probably the biggest waste of money that any company's going into. At least the way they're using it right now. I don't comment a lot on the AI stuff, because as someone in the industry, I feel I'm a little too close to it, so I'm like really heavily biased, and I think you guys know I try and approach things in a way that isn't, oh, let me just hate this for the sake of hating it. But the way a lot of companies try to use AI and automation is actually more wasteful. And, you know, that's honestly a shame. Because there are some things that, like AI and automation, they have roles. They have very valid uses that could be super helpful. But, you know, again, going back to what we talked about a minute ago, you know, with the focus on short-term profits above all else. Man, you have to get the timing on this, like, perfect. Dang. I'm always, like, one off. Okay, got him there. What's his new pattern gonna be? Let's just throw that here and see. Oh! Nope, okay. It's materially wasteful or resource efficient in the grand scheme of things. Given AI actually meets the claims, which they don't. So that's why I say it's a waste, because there isn't a single major AI system that I've seen that actually does what it was advertised to do. And I've seen it in every industry I've had it in. You know, I've seen it in. It's the same thing. It's like they pour all this money into it, and they get, you know, quite frankly, you know, just mediocre results. Yeah. No, exactly, Detective. It's, and it's like I say, you know, I do feel there are legitimate uses for AI. Like, I think the medical field is a good example where they're using AI to, like, help identify, you know, potentially cancerous cells. That's a great use of AI and something I would love to see more. But, you know, I do feel it's the short-term... It's that focus on, like we said, the shareholders and the short-term profit that is just, that's not helping. Let me just put it that way. I don't feel it's helpful. Dang. This is a challenging boss fight. Like, it's not because it's hard, it's just getting the timing right, you know? That's... Helping your brother with his resume, he wanted me to add something real quick, but of course I had to go through it all and make it prettier. You're just extra. Nothing wrong with that, Cupcake. Oh, hey, look! This is the farthest I've ever gotten. So yeah, it's all about getting the timing down, which is pretty difficult. Stumbling into success. That could be my autobiography. Tech Whiz. And then, Detective, I will read your message in just a second. I apologize. Oh, okay. Never mind. People aren't prepared for how it's affecting kids' learning, which is what gets me. Kids using it to just write reports without doing any research or critical thinking. Yep, and that's a huge problem because we already had a critical thinking problem in this country. We already have that. So that's just going to make a bad situation worse. Oh my gosh, man, I am really just not doing well. Like, it's not even that this is particularly, you know, difficult. Like, I shouldn't be dying this much. I'm just doing dumb stuff like that, like just missing my jumps. And there's no excuse for that. Like, I have no excuse. None. I'm not gonna make a single excuse for any of this. Like, wow, I got him twice. Let's see. Nope. Oh my gosh, come on, Shenzo. Why are you missing these jumps, man? I've lost like 12 lives on this fight, guys. And I want to be clear, I think he's only killed me like twice because I jumped into him by accident like a big dodo bird. You know? Like that. Yeah. I'm not beating myself up over it, but it's just like, it is one of those things where it's like, this is not a great showing for me. And, you know, I do consider myself to be a pretty good platformer. And this is, you know, this is just not what not my own, it's not me reaching my own expectations, you know, of myself. But it has nothing to do with the game. Like, this is just me missing jumps, not quite getting the depth perception down. Wow, I'm surprised that gave it to me. That was exceptionally generous. Woo-wee! I did it, guys! One eternity later. Oh my god, I'm a little embarrassed by that performance, guys. I'm gonna be real. Currently doing cold turkey cleanse on your kiddo and screen time. It's got a little out of hand, and the improvements you're already seeing are crazy. Can't wait to see how bad it is as he grows up. Yeah, I'm sorry, Anna. It must be tough. Some school districts in the next state over that are basically banning phones and stuff from schools, and they're all shocked at how rapid the improvement can be. Yeah. Oh, no, we don't need to do that. Let's keep going. Finally home, how we doing? Samson, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I had probably what is one of the most embarrassing showings against Ripperoo. I died like 13 times. And Ripperoo didn't even kill me most of those times. I literally died like every time from just missing jumps and falling into the water. Just not having the right depth perception. So, honestly, doing okay, you know, as far as I'm concerned, but yeah, just... Dang. Yeah, like that. Just silly stuff like that, you know? Can't be mad about it. Oh, you can do that. Okay. That's clever. I'm like, how do you get that? There has to be a trick. Is it this simple? Yes, it was. It was that simple. Not too shabby? Thanks, Samson. Yeah, you know, I'm not, again, I didn't grow up on this game, so if anyone wants to, like, you know, give me a hard time in the comments or in chat, deserved. You know, I call myself a gamer. I gotta do better. But I'm doing my best. And sometimes, that's all we can do. Except that was definitely not my best. Leave it to Shenzo to undermine himself immediately. I'm in my head, chat. I'm in my own head. Man, you know, just doing silly mistakes. Again, no one to blame. It's not the controls. It's definitely user error. That's for damn sure. Speedruns of this are nasty. Oh my god, speedrunners. I have so much respect for speedrunners as a whole. Like, I really and truly admire speedrunners because they have to know so much about the game, right? And then they have to do it perfectly. You know, perfect timing. And, you know, and they have to do it quickly, which, you know, is obvious, but one of those things that I don't feel enough people appreciate is, like, speedrunners are some of the best at what they do. And, yeah, like I said, I have a lot of admiration for them because I can't speedrun anything. Like, even my best game, I can't speedrun. I would put myself on, you know, like... I would put myself, you know, as someone who loves, like, Mario 64. Cannot speedrun that game. Cannot do it. Your brain hurts enough? Yeah. No, this game's tough. You know, it really is. Dang, I was hoping to go get those other things, but, you know, like I said, not gonna focus on trying to 100% the game. So if you miss something, I miss it. Oh well. I think just beating this will be an accomplishment. If I really like it, just like Spyro, I'll go back and 100% it on my own time. No reason to get all stressed out about it. This is gonna be fun. Challenging, but fun. I actually landed something involving depth perception, guys. You proud of me? Don't think you speedrun any game, but you do sometimes like to see how low you can get your time down. You got Hollow Knight down to about an hour when I was actively trying Detective. That's awesome. Oh, that's just mean. Oh no! Damn it. Didn't time that right. I will say this, at least so far, the game has been very generous with extra lives. I'm not saying that'll hold, but like I lost, you know, like 13 lives. I think I was down to like, you know, 7 or 8. Oh, that's not cool. But yeah, they've been pretty good about like, hey, you know, here's some lives to, you know, lessen the pain. Which is always nice. Whew! I did it, guys! Oh! That, of course, immediately screwed up the timing on that. Okay, there's a pattern there. I gotta just study it. I'm getting too impatient again. There we go. I remembered, guys. I almost screwed that up. Oh, of course I missed the jump. Rats! Now I gotta do this again. Ooh! Amateur mistake there. Amateur mistake. Getting too impatient. Too impatient. Alright, there we go. They'll both come out, go back down. And we go here, jump on that guy, get that guy. Okay, make your jumps. Do it. Any log will do. Sorry, we don't have that command here, everybody. Speedrun achievements are always the worst, yeah. Ugh. Any log at all. Any log will do. Overdid it a little there. Hey guys, can you believe we've been going for like over an hour? It has not felt like we've been going for like an hour at this point. I am really having a good time. I know it might not seem that way, but I really am enjoying this a lot. I know I'm struggling, but I really am enjoying this. Good games don't drag. Who knew? I know, right? Damn. Well, luckily it gave me this checkpoint. Okay. Let's try that again. With less suck this time, please. Did it. Okay. It's okay. The tilt in this game comes from the 100% run. Yeah, I can see that. Like, that was kind of why I went into this game going like, okay, just like with Spyro, I'm just gonna try and enjoy it. I'm not gonna try and perfect it. That was a little weird. I'm just going in to have a good time. And you know what? I've been having a really good time. Who would have guessed? 2 and 3 are largely tiltless. Okay. Yeah, I've heard that 1 is very, very difficult compared to 2 and 3. That's like why on Hang Time when they did the race, like Sean just had to beat 1, and I think it was, you know, like Wes and Gray had to beat 2 and 3 on the Crash race. Okay, can you not spin dash that guy? Do you have to jump on his skull? Oh my gosh, really, Shenzo? Come on, man. That was like the easiest jump on the planet. Dang. Sorry, guys. I do apologize. This is a little embarrassing. I thought I was a better gamer than this. Well, at least I didn't miss that jump, right? Someone revoked his gamer card. Ha! Joke's on you! That card was revoked ages ago. About how long? Roughly 4 years ago when I first started streaming, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, I've been lying to you all this whole time. Not, in fact, a certified gamer. Alright, so I think we'll probably do another couple worlds, and then I'll have to wrap up for the day. But this has been a lot of fun so far. We have video evidence of your suckage in games. That's exactly the notification I received when they revoked my card. They were like, we have heard you have brought great dishonor to the game community. And for that, we're revoking your card. For a minute, it looked like Crash was wearing sunglasses, and I got very confused. I was like, I don't remember him putting those on. 10 years hard labor as a streamer. Techwood, you gotta stop, like, giving away, you know, my information. I thought that record was sealed. Dishonor on you? Dishonor on your cow? My poor cow, if I had one. Yeah, so I'm gonna be honest, as someone who has issues with depth perception, this game is very difficult. In a good way, though. You know, it's not bad, it's just like, this is very challenging. We hacked in and got the deets. God damn it. Oh. Once we heard about you being a Scientology adjacent, had to do some research. Fair. For the record, I have never been, nor will I ever be a member of the Church of Scientology. Religion's not really my thing. Religion and I don't get along. Yeah, no, I gotcha. Silly, I knew you were kidding. But I'm just clarifying because, you know, I'm also recording this for YouTube, and... Oh, Chad, I'm sorry. I'm so bad. Depth perception is killing me, like, it really is. Yeah, just feel the need to clarify. Anyway. I'm sorry I'm so bad at this game, guys. I promise I'll get better. I hope everyone's having a good time. Like, that's all I care about. Like, we have really good viewership again today. Thank you guys so much. As long as you guys are having fun, I don't care if I'm bad at a game, as long as you guys are having fun. Like, if I don't hate the game and I'm having fun with it, that's all I care about. Silly, you are probably correct. I am not going to dispute your statement there that a conversation between you and I would most likely have a lot of apologizing. This is true. I actually got yelled at once. Oh, I didn't see the bats again. Depth perception killing me. I thought I had a little bit more room there, but I did not. I actually got yelled at once in practice because I apparently apologized too much and pissed my coach off. He was a good coach. Again. Who's more Canadian, Shenzo or Gridley? Gridley. Raynella does get yelled at all the time for saying sorry. This is true. Okay, wait till that goes down and make the jump. So it says something's over there, but I don't know what that is. And I don't feel like dying to go get it, to try and see. Shouldn't have a death counter for this. Get some good old channel point gambling going. You know, we'll detective, remind me next week, and I'll get a I'll try to get a death counter ready, and we'll do exactly as you suggest. Because, yeah, I have died a lot in this game. That is for sure. Leap of faith? TechWiz, see, the problem is... I don't have a lot of faith, so yeah. It's just silly. We're good. I know that's exactly what you meant. You're good, I promise. It's okay. It is a-okay. You don't need to clarify. I know you. I know you well enough to know that you are not intentionally, you know, making fun of me or anything like that. You are a-okay. I assure you. I am just I am trying to be, you know, engaged with chat and also not suck horribly at this game, which I'm really not doing a good job on the second part, but, you know, I'm trying, and that's what matters. But like I said, as long as you guys are having fun, that's all I care about. Yeah, you're all good, Silly. No worries. No worries. Silly, you used your channel points to bring in a whole bunch of regulars, and those regulars have also been coming in, you know, to hang out, which has been very, very cool. So... just keep that in mind, you know, that I don't forget stuff like that. Brush the Among Us Yakuza crossover announcement video is funny as fuck. The Bean just singing Baka Mitae. I gotta see that. I have to see that. That's phenomenal. Or Baka Mitai, not Baka Mitaye. You were close! That's happened a lot this game. And that's okay. I was just thinking in my head, guys. Shenzo, be patient. Shenzo, be patient. Be patient. Be patient. Be patient. Okay, go! No, silly. Don't ever feel like you need to be quiet in chat. I literally was talking about it on Friday. Hi, I'm glad you guys are talking in chat. Like, that makes me feel a lot better that you're talking. Even if there's misunderstandings, you know, because I feel lucky enough that, like, with chat, we can talk through a lot of that. But yeah, you never need to be quiet. Ever. Please don't ever feel that way, okay? Because I legitimately would much rather have all of you guys making fun of me than silence. That's my honest opinion, is that... See, I thought I remembered seeing the bridge collapse, and I panicked. Rats. You forgot this level was in Crash 1? Yeah, is this... Can someone approve that message for Samson, please? I assume this is one of the hardest levels in the game, judging by everyone's reaction. Thank you, Samson. Or, I don't know who approved that, but whoever did. But yeah, there you go, Samson. This level can eat my whole ass. Oh, that makes me feel great. Okay. First checkpoint. These bridge levels are almost the worst. Stormy Ascent is the actual worst. Okay. You thought depth perception was bad before. Oh, so you, like, just can't touch him. I thought I landed right on top of him, so I thought I would, you know, Goomba stomp him, but... See, chat? I'm not terrible at platformers. I just don't have good depth perception. But I don't think I'm doing too bad on this level so far. Like, yeah, it's got me a couple times. I can acknowledge that. But... Damn. Landing on the side of the bridge as soon as I say something, of course I die, but... Landing on the rope threw me off there. Oof. But it's like, yeah, like I can make, you know, jumps pretty well most of the time. Yeah, see, like that. Wasn't too bad, right? Bada bing, bada boom. Of course, as soon as, again, I say something, start feeling confident, miss a jump. Ah, jumped a little too hard. It's better to watch than try to do, for sure, for sure. I can see that, yeah. Dang it, man. How did I miss that jump 3 times in a row? That's just embarrassing. Ah, I thought I could make it. I was wrong. Oh, this is gonna be fun. I appreciate the game taking pity on me, but, you know, that's not going to help on a level like this one. Okay. Ah. All right, guys, here we go. Damn. That's embarrassing. That's not a right way to end that. Over. Alright. We'll do one more shot on this level, basically if I run out of lives. And then we'll probably wrap up. And we'll definitely come back to it. Like, I'm not discouraged, but, yeah, just got other stuff I gotta do. I gotta make dinner. You know how it is. But this has been a lot of fun. Thank you guys again for coming out and supporting me today. Thank you for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for all the great conversations. Again, this stream has just flown by. And, you know, the experience hasn't been... God, every time I run into one of those guys, it just throws me off, and I don't know why. But yeah, this has been a really, really fun time. I've really been enjoying my experience with Crash, even as difficult as it's been. You know, it's still been a really good time. Alright, this is where we left off last time. I hesitated, and that's what killed me there. That time I just missed the jump. Alright, 2 more attempts, guys. Let's see if we can beat this today. Otherwise, I'll have to come back next week and try it again. Ooh, almost there that time. Last try. Nope. Alright, and unfortunately, that's going to do it for today. I think it's appropriate to have the game over sign be our finale there. But yeah, thank you guys so much for, let me just save here. I'll just save real quick. And yeah, thank you guys so very, very much for hanging out with me today. It has been, this was a lot of fun. So for those just tuning in or catching at the end of the video, this was my very first time playing Crash. I intend to try and beat the game, so we'll be playing it every Tuesday moving forward on twitch.tv/Shenzo the Lost. But yeah, this was a really good experience. Again, I like the game a lot. I think it is very well done. And it's definitely challenging, but we got through 2 bosses today. I got my ass kicked by one of them multiple times. You know, for about like 20 minutes, I think. So definitely a fun experience though, and I want to thank you guys for watching. Viewership was fantastic. Oh my god, just thank you guys so much for coming on out. YouTube, thank you guys very much for watching. You guys know the drill by now. If you like this video, please like and comment on it. Trust me, it helps a lot. It helps get more eyes on it, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to grow on YouTube, so even if you just want to leave a thumbs up, it would mean a lot to me, guys. Thank you very much. Please don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy my content. Hit that alert button if you want to get notified. Again, I drop YouTube videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, with occasional Saturday drops when I have like some extra stuff. But yeah, follow me on all my social media. Follow me on twitch.tv/ShenzoTheLost. Again, all those links are down below. Check out the Lost One podcast. Hasn't been updated in 2 years. Probably won't get updated again for a while, but you can see that too. And thank you guys so much for watching. YouTube, we'll see you next time, okay? Bye-bye!